Admiral Zekthara's mandibles clicked in satisfaction as she reviewed the final surrender documents on her command console. The holographic display showed Earth's orbital defenses going dark, one by one, their weapons powered down in defeat. After 3 years of brutal warfare, the hegemony had finally broken humanity's resistance. "Signal all fleet commanders," she ordered, her voice carrying across the bridge of the dreadnought inevitable victory. "Begin occupation protocols. The humans have learned their place in the galaxy." Her tactical officer, a young Vorthak named Neil Tar, hesitated at his station. "Admiral, our long-range sensors are detecting some unusual readings from the outer system." Zekthara's secondary eyes rotated toward him. "Explain." "Massive heat signatures appearing near the asteroid belt. They weren't there during our initial sweep." Niltar's claws danced across his console, trying to refine the readings. "The energy output is substantial." "Debris from our bombardment," Zekthara dismissed. "The humans had mining operations throughout that region. Focus on the planet." But even as she spoke, a chill ran down her carapace. Something felt wrong. On Earth's surface, President Chen stood in the ruins of Geneva's command bunker, her weathered face illuminated by the pale glow of emergency lighting. Around her, the remnants of Earth's leadership watched as their orchestrated surrender played out perfectly. "Phase 1 complete," reported General Harrison, his cybernetic eye interfacing directly with the quantum communication array. "All hegemony forces are committed to occupation positions. They've taken the bait." Chen nodded grimly. "How long until the sleeper fleet comes online?" "Admiral Reyes reports 47 minutes until full activation," Harrison replied. "The hegemony's jamming is actually helping us. They can't detect the ghost protocols initializing throughout the belt." Dr. Sarah Okafor, Earth's chief military engineer, pulled up a holographic display showing hundreds of contacts slowly lighting up across the solar system. 30 years of preparation," she whispered. "Every failed colony ship, every lost exploration vessel, every mining platform we supposedly abandoned during the war, they're all coming online." The plan had been decades in the making. While Earth had appeared to focus on traditional warfare, building obvious ships, establishing visible bases, fighting a conventional war, humanity's true strategy had been far more devious. They had seeded the entire solar system with dormant vessels, hidden in asteroids, disguised as debris, buried in planetoids. The sleeper fleet. Each ship had been designed for one purpose: to remain completely undetectable until activated. No heat signatures, no energy emissions, no quantum resonance. They had waited, silent and patient, while Earth's real fleet fought and died in a carefully choreographed retreat. Aboard the inevitable victory, chaos was beginning to unfold. "Admiral!" Niltar's voice cracked with panic. "I'm reading multiple contact formations throughout the system. Hundreds of them. They're everywhere." Zekthara spun toward the main display as her sensor operators frantically tried to make sense of the readings. What had been empty space moments before now swarmed with contacts. Ships were literally materializing from the void, their stealth, systems disengaging in perfect synchronization. "Impossible," she breathed. "Our intelligence showed complete fleet disposition. We accounted for every human vessel." "Admiral, incoming transmission from the human leadership," her communications officer reported. President Chen's image appeared on the main screen, but she was no longer in the bombed-out bunker. Instead, she stood on the pristine bridge of a massive ship that dwarfed anything in the hegemony fleet. "Admiral Zekthara," Chen said calmly, "I believe it's time for new surrender documents. Yours." The display shifted to show the tactical situation. Hegemony forces, spread thin across Earth's surface and orbital space, suddenly found themselves surrounded. The human sleeper fleet had emerged from every conceivable hiding place, their positions perfectly coordinated to cut off escape routes and establish devastating crossfires. "The ship you're looking at," Chen continued, "is the UES Prometheus Unbound, built inside series over the past 15 years. Your intelligence networks never detected it because it technically didn't exist until today. Like the other 400 Vessels now surrounding your forces. Zekathara's mandibles clicked frantically as she processed the information. You let us win. The entire war was a deception. Not the entire war. Chen's expression hardened. The millions who died were real. The cities you destroyed were real. But while you thought you were winning, we were positioning our true fleet. Every retreat moved our ships into better hiding spots. Every defeat convinced you to spread your forces thinner. On the tactical display, the human vessels began to move with predatory precision. Each ship was a masterwork of stealth, engineering. Designed not for prolonged battle but for devastating alpha strikes, they had emerged from their hiding places with weapons already charged and targeting solutions calculated. "This is Admiral Reyes of the Sleeper Fleet." A new voice joined the communication. "Hegemony vessels, you have 60 seconds to surrender, unconditionally. Any hostile action will result in the complete destruction of your forces." Zekathara looked at her tactical displays in growing horror. Her fleet, which had seemed so dominant moments before, was now hopelessly outgunned and outmaneuvered. The humans had turned the entire solar system into a trap, and the hegemony had walked directly into it. "How?" she whispered. Chen's smile was cold as space itself. "You assumed we thought like you. That we valued individual ships over strategic positioning. That we couldn't sacrifice the present for the future. You were wrong. Humanity doesn't just fight wars, Admiral. We plan them generations in advance." As the surrender deadline approached, Zekathara realized the terrible truth. Earth hadn't lost the war at all. They had simply been patient enough to let their enemies think they had won, right up until the moment when victory became impossible. The humans hadn't just prepared for war. They had prepared for the war after the war and the one after that. The Sleeper Fleet wasn't just a military force. It was a statement. Humanity would never again be caught unprepared. In the asteroid belt, hundreds of ships that had slept in darkness for decades finally awakened, their weapon systems charging with the accumulated patience of an entire species. The war wasn't over. It was just beginning again, on humanity's terms.